In this video, we're going to answer the question, should you buy the Headrush FRFR 108? Hey guys, I'm Dr. Mcfarland and welcome back to the channel. I've been meaning to do this video for a very long time, but today is the day I'm going to finally do it, and we're going to check out the Headrush 108 speaker. And I'm going to give you a little backstory on how I came to get the Headrush 108. So I'm an avid Headrush user, as you well know by looking at my channel. And I started off with the 112, and then I was like, hey, I need to get a stereo rig. So I got another 112. And both of those speakers in my studio just took up a lot of room. And they're a little bit heavier. And it's kind of against the whole point of what my mindset is now, is having something that's small and powerful at the same time that can provide everything that I need. And having those two big speakers just didn't make a lot of sense for me. So I actually sold both of them and then got the one Headrush 108 as you see here. So what I really like about this speaker is it's small, very lightweight, and it's just as loud as the Big Brother 112 speaker. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the features and let you listen to how this speaker sounds by passing different audio sources through it. So as you can see, I can easily pick this up. It's very, very lightweight, and I love carrying this in to the gig with my Headrush backpack, this speaker, and my guitar. And I can pretty much rock out anywhere and just take one trip from the car to the venue. So that's really the first reason why I love this speaker. So on the back of the speaker, we have two inputs and an output, and we do have a contour button and also a ground button that lets you get rid of any grounding issues that the venue or your practice space may have. And what's special to note about this particular speaker, I see a lot of people comparing the alto version of this speaker, and really the main difference is the alto does have a mic preamp built in, and the Headrush simply just has a line level preamp. So you can't expect to plug a microphone into the back of this thing and actually amplify your mic. That's not the purpose of this speaker. The purpose of the Headrush 108 is to simply amplify your digital mauler or any line level source. So if you see people comparing it to the alto and they get all up in arms about, hey, the alto is way better, or maybe the alto is an exact clone of the Headrush, well, newsflash, alto and Headrush are owned by the same company. So yes, they are going to look very, very similar, but the two speakers do have their differences. Now, that's not to say that the alto sounds bad or the Headrush sounds way better. I'm sure they sound pretty comparable. But if you're in the market for a great FRFR speaker, then either one you choose is going to be a good purchase. But if you want to get a Headrush, get a Headrush. If you want to get an alto, get an alto. I'm not going to sit here and fight over it, okay? So I got the Headrush. It works great, and that's really all I need to say about that. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug this in, and I'm going to run my Headrush gig board through the FRFR 108 so you can hear what it sounds like. And I do have a microphone right up here that is set to Omni mode, so my voice is being picked up by the microphone, and it's also going to stay in the same position the whole video. So whatever the microphone hears in the room, as far as my voice, is also going to pick up in the same way the speaker. So I'm not going to put the microphone right on the speaker itself, because an FRFR speaker is a flat response, which means it's going to spit out whatever you put into it. So in this case, I'm going to use a modeled amp while also modeling a cab and a microphone on that cab. Now that's the sound that you hear when you play through an FRFR speaker. So don't expect this to sound just like a guitar cab. So what I'm doing is just taking a TRS to TSTS cable and using the gray and red ends to plug into the two inputs on the back of the FRFR 108. Now you could easily just use one of those, it's perfectly fine. But I'm just going to go ahead and use both of them, okay? So I'm going to turn this on. So on the back, I'm going to leave the volume knobs around 4 and then control the overall volume with the master knob on the Headrush gig board. Alright, so now I'm going to move over to the Blue Guitar Amp 1 in my HX Effects setup. And the Blue Guitar Amp 1 actually has a record out. So I'm just going to take the output of that and just use the left side of this cable and plug that into input 1 on the speaker. So now let me plug into the actual guitar amp, and I'll turn up the volume here. And let's go to a clean sound first. So the record out on the Blue Guitar Amp 1 is not a cab model per se, but it is a filtered output designed to sound pretty good. So I'm not really sure what speaker it's actually based on, but it is just a filtered output. So whatever you're hearing from the FRFR 108, that is the true sound of what's coming out of the Amp 1. Alright, now for another test, we're going to use the Boss Katana record out into the Headrush 108. And let's listen to how that sounds. Alright, here's a clean sound on the Boss Katana. Alright, now for this last example, I'm going to play some music from the computer through the FRFR 108, just so you can hear how that sounds. And I love using backing tracks through this and just jamming over the backing tracks, and it just sounds really good. So let's listen to a jam track that I have here, and let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's talk about who this speaker is for. So if you're in the market for something really small, lightweight, and loud, then the FRFR 108 is probably the right purchase for you. Now, coming in at $219, brand new from either Sweetwater or Guitar Center, this is a killer deal and way less than other FRFR options out on the market today. Some of those other options you can spend easily $800 or more for a decent FRFR speaker. So if you want something that's relatively inexpensive but also sounds really good, then the FRFR 108 is probably going to be a good purchase for you. And as I mentioned before, don't buy this speaker expecting to get the amp in the room, real amplifier kind of sound. Some negative comments that I often see in the forums and on the Headrush Facebook groups is that it can be a little bit bassy, but that can also depend on where you have it in the room. If it's up against the wall, if it's down on the floor versus up on the chair, or up on a speaker stand. It's going to sound a little bit different compared to your normal guitar cab. And also, if you notice, this is angling up, and we're not used to hearing speakers aimed right at our head. Usually a guitar cab is straight up and down and mostly firing at our knees or our feet and not really at our ears. So what we're used to hearing is a guitar cabinet moving around the room and finally hitting your ears almost secondhand or based on reflections off of the wall. But with the angle of the speaker pointing right at our ear, then we're going to get a different experience, and you need to be aware that it's going to sound a little different for a while until you get used to it. But if you're looking to faithfully recreate the sound of your digital mauler or your amplifier with a record out, then I think the Headrush 108 is an excellent choice, and for the price and the features, you really can't go wrong. Thanks guys for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this speaker. And if you haven't tried it, find your local dealer and go try one out and just let me know what you think. So I have plenty of links down in the description, a full gear list from Amazon so you can check out everything I use here in the studio. And when you do purchase something through those links, you help support the channel here. And if you want to be a more confident musician, definitely consider signing up for my membership on the website, where you can learn about music, gear, and recording all in one place. So thanks guys for watching. I am Dr. Mcfarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.